Hi, just before the video starts, I really want to give a shout out to this creator right here, Deco. He is the one who made the challenge run. From my knowledge, I didn't do too much research onto it, but he's the one who at least brought it up. Really good creator, go follow him. Uh, he's the one who gave me the idea to try this. And as for the second person, this is the person who made the mod itself. Please give him a check out as well on the Tmod loader list. He made the thing so much easier to use. Thank you, and let's get to the video. We start the world free, open, and locked in this small cage. And now ready to kill the slime, or, I guess in my case, with a copper short sword, I should have known better to, not fight him. And get killed. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. I am playing this on Mastermode, so the difficulty plus the damage is expected even from the smallest of enemies. Yeah. I thought, let's make the challenge more challenging because we're gonna need a lot of money for all these walls. So much gold. Also, since I just want to do this with some small interest, if I can get just maybe 2 likes on the video, I'll do this whole thing in legendary mode just for the hell of it, because I hate myself, and I want to waste even more of my time. As I start my journey, I have to choose a direction to use up all these tiles. So, what direction do I go to? We go left. Where hell will surely follow after I realize no matter what direction I go, I'm either going to waste a lot of money or a lot of sanity. After being mutilated by those slimes for a good long while, I decide to go right, and this is where I decide to build the houses for the NPCs, get everything built up, and later on, this is where I find actually a really good spot. I am going to use ore excavator mod for this as well because it is very beneficial and it has saved me at least a good amount of time on things, so that's why it's in there. I will bring up other things such as that as well. I hate these long-range zombies. You think you're safe, but then they just come and stab you anyways. Or, well, no, he killed me with an extra hand. Actually, do they rip off their hand and use it as a secondary weapon? Anyways, for the rest of the night, I'm basically just trying to dig my way to find anything, and luckily, I do find a nice source of water. Which in a challenge run like this, when you're going to need a lot of money, is one of the better ways to really just get extra gold from crates, fishing, all that. The only other downside I have with this mod, though, is that when you go into the grid, you can see all the water. Like, it doesn't hide it at all. So that's my only complaint, but otherwise it's still a pretty good mod. And just as dawn is breaking, I do like most men, and we chop our wood down, and we get moving on. Next we head for the mines after repairing up the house a little bit to hopefully get the merchant in. But like every era, the children yearn for the mines and the men will call to the mines. The mines and the caves are our dwellings. We will not be held back. As I expand more of the house into the hills, you also, yes, that is a golden squirrel. I am very still annoyed, even to this time. Every time I go to the bestiary, I do see sometimes there are golden critters. I am so annoyed that I didn't get them. But anyways, moving on. As we're fighting off the zombies, the Eyes of Cthulhu's, and still trying to expand, I find a fun thing that I should have called Dean and Sam for. We fight off a ghost. After that, I just try to expand the quote-unquote waterway, I guess? Or I guess you could also call it an indoor pool, but whatever. So we can get ready to make the money, make the expanded, and finally not be trapped in this small confined area. Trying to expand more to the right, we find Crimson. And oh my goodness, this thing... I I liked Crimson. Don't get me wrong. It's one of the, in my opinion, best things for Terraria. But the enemies are such a pain. That's why I started construction on what I like to call the Toe Snatcher, which in short terms is just lining up platforms and wood just to make it so I can just keep poking their toes like a little goblin. Well, I mean, yeah, caves, goblin. Well, actually, goblins, yeah, goblins. After setting this up for a good while, I was able to also not only get a pinky spawn, which is beyond me, because I will play any other world and it will take me days upon days to even see one pinky, but right away with this, we find a pinky, let alone later when I'm fishing. I'm getting crate after crate after crate, iron, wood, iron, and wood. I haven't gotten a gold crate yet, but it is so amazing that I was just able to get crate after crate, even though my fishing level, I didn't see it, but I know what it should have been at. It shouldn't have been able to really get me crate after crate. But the things we got in there, like the typhoon and everything else, was so amazing. Also, I ran into this little dude. Our first time actually encountering a dandelion, even after all the updates and everything. First time seeing it, so I was just calling him my miniature boss fight preparation. And I am also 100% aware this dude freaking wrecks you when your armor is just wooden and your bow is crap. It is awesome. But luckily, fire arrows did the trick, knocked him out, just had to make sure I got the right range. And not too long after defeating the alien, I also work on some other projects on the side, but my main thing for this was trying to get a desert flat enough so I can also get some ant lions, the vultures, and I know when a sandstorm happens, that way I can get some tumbleweeds and some other things spawn in, so I don't have to prep that for later. But the most important part for the desert was trying to get everything set up so I can actually get a lake going as well for here. So I can get the crates for everything in there, including the Pharaoh set, which would be kind of cool if I get that, just for cosmetic reasons. But also anything like the magic carpet for later boss fights, so I have easier transportation. Because I'm going to have a hard time trying to get wings in a pack where I can't even really go up the sky without paying a platinum. But if I can get everything set up like that, we can get more crates, more everything else. Basically, same thing as repeating, except get the desert loot that we need to kind of progress further and make certain boss fights easier, especially if we get the sand in the bottle. Oh my goodness, that would be so amazing. But again, that would take a lot more time and to set up everything. It would be amazing, but I know at the very least I can get oysters from here, so I can also get pearls, which will make everything so much easier. Getting the demolitionist to move in is one of the best things right now. So now I can actually clear out more spaces without having to pay the tile tax, which, whatever. 30 cents per tile, whatever. But the main thing is now I can have access to one of the best things that we're going to use later on in hard mode, the dynamite, which will be great to probably get rid of the destroyer, because God forget if I try to fight that thing normally. I might try to, but I really just want to cheese it, just because this playthrough already is taking long enough. This whole thing already took me, good lord, 9 hours. Now getting to 120 life thanks to the extra life crystal, I feel more confident going into more dangerous areas. It's still low health, but it's not like I'm doing a one-hit challenge, so yeah. And with the mushroom biome fully unlocked, I can make tier 2 potions and also have time to get the shrimpy truffle for Duke Fish Run later. Finding the golden chest was really nice in this cave. Sadly, no Cthulhu, but we all can't be as lucky. But what was even better than finding the eye is actually kind of the flare, because now I have an extra source of damage. if I need to use it. But what was even better is really finding that gem cave of ruby and amethyst. So now I got my amethyst hooks. If I wanted to, I could make some ruby gem staff, which would be nice for magic, but I don't really think I'll need it. But it was just a really nice all around good find in the whole mushroom cave. And I surely would not forget finding the bunny statue, which could, if I want to, lead to some funny things and boss fights or things down the road. After another long grind, I was able to clear out a path to get the chest that has been staring at me from the surface for a very long time. And it had some decent loot, but nothing really to write home about. The best thing, though, that was able to be found from doing this small little adventure was able to find the jungle biome, which will lead to, if I want to, some better gear for later on. If I wanted to go magic, summoner, it's really whatever kind of thing we can go for. But having access, or at the very least knowing where the jungle biome is one of the biggest things right now. Not only do we know where the jungle is, but now we get to know where the tundra is. And really that helps out mapping the next location where we need to go to. Making slow but decent process through the Crimson, and sadly dying another 100 times to the dang creatures of the night, including zombies. Good lord, zombies. And the face eaters. Yeah, well, those guys are annoying too, but they're big boys. But anyways, moving on from a little rant, we were able to make it further into the Crimson. Thankfully, we were able to mine all the way down with the bombs from the Dwarven Forger, also known as Demolitionist. I swear he's a dwarf. But just making our way to it and getting to the Crimson Altars, which I am thankfully able to make an Eye Cthulhu summon, and yeah, that's really what we needed here, and maybe some other things later. And just on the horizon, as I climb out of basically its own sort of hell with Crimson or Corruption, climbing out of those pit traps, I'm able to finally see these tundra biome on the left side. Thankfully, we already knew where it was because of where the jungle and desert are, basic map spawning locations. But this also means this opens up a lot more opportunities to explore the tundra with what we'll probably want to get some snow cannon launchers or maybe a flint staff just for extra summoning damage. Still haven't decided on really which class we're going with. Probably a mixture. I was really thinking range and summoner would be the best options here, especially since we're probably going to be very low on health and defense in general, so we really need to pick our poisons with this. But building up the arena and everything, getting ready to finally fight the first boss, King Slime of the Highlands. Or at least that's what I like to say, because he spawns in the forest. And he has a ninja in him, which, well, the ninja should have been better. All that aside, let's get to the boss fight and some rad music. really appreciate people watching this. If you would like to see more, please leave a like. If you want to subscribe and see episode 2 come out, I would also appreciate that. I really want to try and put as much effort as I can into these videos, and a like or a comment or a subscription, or even word by mouth if that's what you want to do. Every little thing helps. And most of all, again, I want to thank the people who I shared out at the beginning. Those two really helped out with, number one, coming up with the idea, and number two, actually having a mod ready for this. Otherwise, I would have had to wait years to make the code myself. But again, thank you for watching, and I really hope y'all have a lovely day. Thank you.